So, today we're going to be talking about that temporal environment, the schedule, the routines, those transitions and activities that can create a very successful atmosphere for our children. So, some of the things that we have to think about while we're talking about a schedule is, what events are included in that schedule? What usually takes place, and what is the intent of each daily event? We have to have an intent. And then how are the children engaging during that daily event? Because we've seen, especially by our answers of what is the least desirable time of day, we've seen that when we don't have a intent or the children are not engaged, that's when that kind of chaos happens. That's when the children begin struggling. They're not sure what the structure, what should be happening at that time. Therefore, we may be seeing a lot of undesirable behaviors. And again, it tells us I need to look at this and I need to understand what is their behavior telling me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through each part of the day. Now, some of the parts of the day, for example, the first one we're going to talk about is large group. Some of the parts of the day make sense to happen during a specific time of day. But such as choice time, read aloud, those can be flexible throughout the day, meaning they don't have to happen at a certain time of day. Um, but when you create your schedule, obviously you're going to place them in. So what I've done, and I hope this helps, I have put the time of the section of the day, right? What's happening, and then more or less how many minutes that should be, that chunk of the day. Now, be mindful. You probably have children, I'm assuming here, from 3 to 6 years old. The time that a 3-year-old can sit in a large group is very different from how long a 6-year-old can sit in a large group. So be observant, watch the children, because if you're sitting with 3-year-olds and 20 minutes, at the end of 20 minutes, they're poking each other and not at all engaged anymore, that's too long. So I'm giving you estimates in time, but again, notice for yourself, do we need to get up and do a movement break? Is my large group way too long? How do I cut back on this? Now, if you notice, if you're newer to creative curriculum, you realize that the parts of our day are labeled mostly by where children are. So, large group, small group, choice time, outdoor, read aloud. This may be different for you if you're coming from a place or coming from a pedagogically from a place where you had specifically math time, language and literacy time, science time, where you had those blocks. Why? Because in the creative curriculum, we expect you to be teaching math and language and literacy and science and social studies throughout the whole day. We're not going to limit that to 45 minutes. So we'll discuss here in large group, what does that look like? How are we integrating math and language and literacy and all of those things? So as many of you have said in the chat, the large group time usually happens in the beginning of the day, and it's a very important time. It brings all the children together as members of that learning community. So when planned with clear intention and structure, it supports both classroom organization and children's development. So these meetings create a sense of belonging by allowing children to be part of something larger than themselves. They provide opportunities to discuss shared topics of interest, address classroom issues, and solve problems collectively where children feel like they have a voice.